Hey y'all, PJ Mama here. Today we're going to learn about stretch and folds. There's 3 different ways you can do it, and I'm going to show you all 3 of them. On your first set of stretch and folds, that's going to be your longest. That's when the dough should be the stickiest, and it's the hardest work. So just remember, only your first set of stretch and folds you're going to do several times. And in this video, I'm going to show you all 3 ways to do a stretch and fold. So the first way is you'd reach your hand in, and we're lifting it up. See how my hand's getting all the way under there? And you're just literally stretching it and folding it over. Try not to get it to rip there. Mine was a little unhappy with me. Stretch, get it up as high as you can, and like I said, try not to get it to rip. Get my fingers all the way underneath it, just very slowly letting it stretch. And then you're going to fold it over. And you would do 25 sets of that one if that's the way you're going to do. You lift and you fold, turn the bowl. Lift, fold, turn the bowl. Just over and over and over. So I'm going to do it real quick for a minute just to let you guys see it. And fold. Stretch it. And sometimes you can get it really, really high, and like this one's not letting me do it. So you can help it out and fold. Spin. Stretch. And if it comes all the way out like that, it's not sticking in your bowl, that's fine. Just manually stretch it. See how I'm doing that? Just manually stretching it. Okay? Fold it. You'd come to the other side, stretch it out again. Okay, that's one way. That's one way to stretch and fold. Way number 2. You're going to need your scraper. You put it down. And you're going to press it out a little bit into a rectangle. This is called the envelope. You stretch it out as far apart as you can. You guys see it? I think I need to come up this way so you can see it more. Remember, this is sticky. So you're going to want to use your scraper on this. And you just take it, flip it over. And you're literally making like you're folding a long sheet of paper. Fold it up on top of itself. Now you're going to do the ends. Fold it, flip it. Let's come this way more so you can see it all. Okay, you're pressing it back out. This is your first set. So you're going to be listening to your dough here. If you're going to do the envelopes, it needs to get harder, not as sticky, and then you'll know you're done. Stretch it out. Fold it. See how that kind of stretches it? You guys see that? Watch. Stretching it. Stretching it. And you're doing the same thing with the ends. Just fold it in. And fold it in. Now you're going to flip it. So that's the second way to do stretch and folds. Now I'm going to show you the third way. Normally you would just pick the one you like, so don't do all 3 of them unless you're just playing with it, trying to figure out what you like. But I want to show all the 3 types of stretch and folds. So you've got your dough, you just dumped it out, and you're gonna literally like knead it. You're gonna use the palm of your hand, and you're gonna push, scoop your fingers, flip it over. Push, scoop the fingers, flip it over. And this is how it looks. Push, scoop, flip. If you wet your hand, it won't stick as bad. But don't get it too wet because you don't want a soggy mess. Push, see how it stretches it? Fingers, flip. Push, fingers, flip. Put it on back in a ball. Push, fingers, flip. Push, fingers, flip. Palm of the hand, push it away, grab it with the fingers, bring it back. Now you flip it, start again. I don't know if you can see how different the dough is already starting to feel. It gets thicker. It gets not as stretchy. It's not as sticky. And then I'll do one more of the envelopes to show you that one as it's gotten thicker. See how it's curling back in on me? That's telling you you're getting the structure of your bread because it's trying to stay together. But we want it to come apart and rip it because that's what's going to give you the rise in your bread. It's how much gluten you're building up. Okay. Stretch it, fold it. 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 And with this, remember, you got to flip it and do it all again on the other side. Flatten it back out, get yourself a rectangle. See how much harder, and it just wants to go right back in. Remember, I had it filled and now that's all the gluten building up in there. All your structure. And yes, there's air bubbles in it that you are squishing out. You don't have to, that's not our idea. It's just, it's doing its job. Okay. Spatula. Lift, stretch, fold. Lift, stretch, fold. Lift, stretch, fold. Get that one up in there more. The reason you're always folding it on top of itself is because the gluten acts like glue, how it kind of sounds like it. So it hears itself and then it just rips it and just gives it kind of like a million spider webs highway, if that makes any sense. I know there's a technical term for it all, but you ain't getting that from me. So now we're going to try to do one more stretch and fold in the bowl, just so y'all can see that again for the third one. You got your dough in there. You're going to grab it. You just slowly stretch it up. And you're trying to not pull it off the bowl because the bowl really helps you if you can. And then you're going to fold it on top of itself. Turn the bowl, grab another area. See how it's putting itself back into a ball now versus just a lump? That's how you know it's getting ready for this stretch and fold to be over. I wanted to make sure to show you. You can do them, like I said, manually. Fold it, stretch it. It's a little harder because it starts to stick to you, but you can do it. Stretching it, stretching it, stretching it. Fold it. Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. And give it a little shake. And fold it. Try not to rip it. Like in the beginning, it's a lot harder because you don't have as much gluten structure yet. Give it more of these. It just feels so sticky to me still, so I want to get some of the stick out. Remember, this is the stickiest time your dough should be. If it's too sticky, that means you have too much water. So go back down to the smaller amount of water. Stretch it, fold it. Stretch it, fold it. Stretch it, fold it. All right, like I said, this first one, you're doing all this like 20, 25 times till you get a little bit of structure back into your dough. If you use this, your hands won't look like this. Put it back in your bucket, cover it up, and that's how you do stretch and folds. All right, we're working on these stretch and folds here. See, you guys see me good? Oh yeah. So here's my dough. We just dumped it out and I just showed you all those three ways. I want to really to see this. When this is in your bowl, it's a lot easier to do this, but get your hand, get underneath it, and you're doing this. You're cupping it. See how that does? And you're like this, and it's stretching it That's why it's called stretch. You stretch it up as high as you can before it starts to rip, and then you fold it over. You're gonna flip your bowl. Clearly mine's not in the bowl. So we're gonna do it again over here. Cup your hand. See it stretching? And I'm close to my edge, so I didn't get all my dough in it, I know. And back over. So let's do it one more time on this one. Remember, your first set of stretch and folds, you're gonna do 20 to 25 times. So with whatever technique you pick, have some muscles. I'm just kind of holding it up there while it stretches, because you really want every bit of it to stretch. Fold it over. But I just wanted to make sure you guys saw what I'm doing. I'm sticking my hand under, you're using your fingers to pop it up, and then you're just raising it, and it's kind of water falling down, and then you're flipping it. I'm gonna try it one more time here. You guys are watching, we're gonna double it. See how my hands are just like letting it kind of water fall out? I'm very slowly just stretching it. Whoops, we're starting to rip. So that's the stretch and fold on the counter. That should be in the bowl, but you can also do it on the counter, but you want to make sure you're getting it from the bottom as well. Knead, press it with the fingers. Knead, back with the fingers. Flip it. Knead, flip. Knead, flip. Knead, flip. Turn it. It's real important to remember to turn and flip your bread so the bottom gets just as much as the top. And you'll start to notice that this is still real sticky. Doesn't look as smooth because we've not been working it. That's option number 2, it's the knead and flip. But do you see how smooth it's starting to get? That's what you want. Knead, flip, and then the envelope. One last time, just to show you. This guy's stretching right back in because we've built up so much gluten already. Spread them out. This is the envelope stretch and fold. Get it out in a rectangle, spread it out as much as you can. Don't let it rip. Use your scraper, flip, stretch, flip, flip and stretch. You're putting it on top of itself like you're folding a piece of paper or making an envelope. And you come from the back end, do the same thing. Once you got it all together, you flip the whole thing, you do it one more time. Push it all out into the rectangle. This is a workout. Can you guys hear me breathing? I'm not kidding. You think I'd have like She-Ra arms. I don't. This is kind of like you're stretching, folding, folding, folding. Get that back up on there. So you want it to look like a log. And you're going to take this end, flip it in, stretch it in, top of each other. And there you go. You got your stretch and folds. 3 types, 3 ways. Your first set, you always are going to do like 20 to 25 reps of them, whatever you decide. You can come up with your own stretch and fold as long as you're getting a stretch and getting it folded back on top of itself. All right, make sure you like and subscribe to PJ Mama.